All right, so normally I don't watch videos on Facebook. I watch them on YouTube. But Lucasfilm Games, for some reason, doesn't appear to have a YouTube channel. They have one for Lucasfilm, but not one for their games department. But they do have a Facebook page for Lucasfilm Games. And they dropped this really cool dev diary video on Star Wars Outlaws, and I really want to just sink my teeth into that with everybody because Star Wars Outlaws at this point is my #1 pick for my 2024 Game of the Year. Avowed may take that place after I get some hands-on time with it, considering how much I love Obsidian Entertainment's games, but I am a Star Wars fan before everything else. So Star Wars Outlaws for me is like, oh yeah, right up my alley. So I want to watch this. I kind of skimmed through it the other day and was like, I should do a video around this. But what I don't know is if I'm going to get hit with a copyright strike. So if I'm airing this, it means that we're good to go, and I didn't get hit with any sort of copyright claims telling me that I'm not allowed to use the footage or something. So we'll see. You never know when you're doing reaction videos and stuff. So it's always a risk. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Let's dive into this together, everybody. And again, I apologize if the quality isn't the best. I don't usually do things on Facebook, but this was the only option to watch this. Gotta turn the volume.
Working on a Star Wars game is a dream come true.
So that
I've had all of the toys, and it's wild to go from making these little stories on the carpet to actually build a narrative in the Star Wars galaxy.
Massive Entertainment is the perfect choice to build an open-world Star Wars game because it is inherent to their DNA as a studio to deliver on incredible open-world experiences.
So I will pause the video right there. Oh, actually, it muted my microphone. I did it like that. I have played both The Division and The Division 2, and they are really good games. This is not a nobody studio doing this, and I know some people are like, it's Ubisoft. They've made so many bad games. I would also argue that Ubisoft has made some really, really good games. I absolutely love the Assassin's Creed franchise, and there have been a couple of hits and misses in there, but like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla take the cake as, like, for me, one of the best trilogies of games I have played beyond outside of the Mass Effect trilogy. Like, those trilogies of game, each one of those games gave me more than 150 hours of entertainment. They are huge, massive games. My favorite being Odyssey and my next being Valhalla. I like big, huge games. So also when the creative director of this project talked about how they're building a game that is going to have their planets are the size of 2 or 3 of Odyssey zones, I kind of perked up a little bit. But they also made a statement the other day that said, we're not trying to build a 300-hour mega epic here. So, scope will be a little bit different than what they were building there. But anyway, I digress. I was getting excited about stuff here, guys.
Retailers for open world games. This is going to be a fresh experience for Star Wars fans everywhere.
The point I was trying to make is Ubisoft makes some really good games too.
Immediately I had that in my head, all the possibilities of where do we want to go, what can we bring to Star Wars that has not been seen before.
Looking good so far. Like, I'm loving it.
Lucasfilm Games suggested that the perfect era to set Outlaws would be between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
I love it.
What's great about that point on the timeline is this is a moment where the civil war between the Empire and the Rebellion is at its height. And this creates an environment across the galaxy where Outlaws can thrive.
Smashes into the side of
That's the world that Kay is stepping into. And she sees the opportunity just like anybody else.
We will see some really cool syndicates, both from existing lore and newly created for...
Ooh, I like that screenshot. I got another video I'm getting ready to do where they're talking about being able to go work for Jabba the Hutt, and yes, even betray him. So this game sounds like it's going to have a really cool underground system.
The game.
When you play Star Wars Outlaws, you get a chance to discover what the underworld is like and live through those experiences.
They just use the underworld.
The stakes are definitely very high for Kay's journey through the underworld, but she learns, she adapts, she sneaks around, and she finds herself in very important spaces with very powerful people.
Jabba the Hutt.
Building the world of Star Wars Outlaws, first thing we had to do was think of places where outlaws thrive. These hubs of scum and villainy.
Den of Evil.
The most exciting thing is being able to go back to iconic locations that people know and love, but then diving into the Lucasfilm archives and really bringing them alive in a new but very genuine way.
Which is something that I think a lot of people don't think about, is Lucasfilm has an archive, guys. Like, there is 40 years plus, they've all of this material from the extended universes and the original stuff and the films and the prequel films and the Disney era, and so many things to pull from, and resource material and source stuff that they can use and figure out how to tie that into the existing weave. It's really cool stuff from a storytelling perspective, which is one of the reasons why I'm a Star Wars fan for life.
It's not just about recreating Tatooine as you know it. Going back to the classic sources of spaghetti westerns, we try to recreate an authentic mood and feel as we build new points of interest to follow the already established history.
And there is a new location that we collaborated with Massive Entertainment on called Toshara. And this has been built from the ground up with the scoundrel fantasy at its beating heart.
Oh, sounds good.
Our goal is that you feel like you're stepping into Star Wars. And that means going back to those Macquarie concepts, going back to Joe Johnston's storyboards, Phil Tippett's creature designs, and creating a lived-in galaxy.
God, that looks good, guys.
We're trying to create a world that feels alive and bustling with opportunity, that also is very grounded. And we're getting inspiration from the African savannah.
It's brilliant.
But we still want to add the alien element.
Oh,
and that is what makes it feel like Star Wars.
So this, to me, like, I see this shot as, like, I don't care if it's a work in progress right now. This looks like one of the most amazing Star Wars vistas I've played in years. And I've loved the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games because we've gotten to see some really cool places. But this is taking things up a notch because this also has that Red Dead Redemption 2 vibe to it, where you can become an outlaw in a town and start being hunted for by the law and the Empire, or bounty hunters, and you've got a speeder bike and you've got these huge places to explore, and you can get in a ship, fly out up into the atmosphere, you go through the atmosphere, then there's stuff around the planet you can explore and get into, and there's space combat and multiple planets to explore. It's just shaping up to be a freaking amazing experience. What's up, everybody? Quick commercial break here to give it a shout out to our guild champions, who are the highest tier memberships here on YouTube: Ancient Entity, Assassin Gamer 94, Bubbleonia Rising, Crazy's Relative, Mujin, and Remedy. Thanks so much for the highest tier membership, and thanks to all of the members who support the channel, because you keep me doing this full time. You too can become a supporter if you're new here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Join as a member. There's 3 different tiers. We do lots of special stuff: private polls, private videos. You get a shout out if you're the highest tier membership, but you can also do one-off donations in the form of super chats on any live stream or premiere you see, and of course super thanks on any upload or YouTube short. Whatever you can contribute, it's great. Keeps me on the air full time, keeps the cats fed, keeps the homestead running. Anyway, back to the video, everybody.
We want to give Toshara some elements that make it really stand out in the Star Wars galaxy. So there are windswept plains,
so this will be your home planet,
veins of Emberine, and there's a vibrant city called Mirogana that's built into a huge rock that's been carved out by the wind that's ever present on Toshara.
One thing that we need to always keep in mind is there's always a connection between the biome and what grows there, what lives there, like the flora, fauna, and the culture of the people who inhabit the place. From how the plants pollinate, or how vegetation and local resources are used in local clothing, buildings, to even how the locals have adopted wind into their way of life. We have created everything with an authentic approach, so players will experience all these places like someone who actually is there.
We made it,
awesome. That's what I love about virtual reality.
Working with Massive, we were able to really build out an authentic Star Wars world where you can travel, explore, and discover in a way that we really haven't been able to experience in modern Star Wars gaming.
These guys know what they're making, everybody. Like, this stuff just looks amazing.
The high stakes scout.
This scene, when I saw this in the trailer, I still freak out about this scene right here because it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen outside of, like, The Empire Strikes Back, which is like probably my favorite movie out of the entire everything I've ever seen. Followed by Revenge of the Sith. Because that third film, when Anakin finally becomes Darth Vader, is just But Empire takes the cake for me, and this evokes all of those feelings in me, all of those feelings.
Scoundrel lifestyle and the open world promise allowed us to create a game within Star Wars that had never been done before. Not just exploring cities, but also getting onto your speeder and race across stunning wilderness. Then jump into your ship, the Trailblazer, and go on an incredible adventure.
We've only scratched the surface of what Star Wars Outlaws has to offer.
You got my money,
so
guys.
much more that you will get to embody and use and play when you become KVS.
You got my money.
Players are going to love Star Wars Outlaws. It's going to be exciting. It's very adventurous, and that's what makes it Star Wars. So I'm very excited to share that.
Hell yeah, I'm excited to play.
Where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
Anywhere we want. Oh, that's the
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
So that's the beauty of Star Wars for me, everybody, is the magic that is in this universe and what it instills within me. I've got goosebumps right now. I just realized also I lowered my chair before I started recording, so I'm sitting way down while I've been reviewing this with you guys. I absolutely love Star Wars, and this gives me that giddy little feeling like I'm 5 years old again. And you can't take that away from me if you try to hate on Star Wars. You can't. So if you're a Star Wars lover like me, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you can come join me for the adventure and follow along as we play all the other games that we play here on my channel. Check out the Discord, links are down below. Until next time, everybody, may the Force be with you.